Hey guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Priscilla here with, well, it's a Go Ask Alice junk journal hashtag that I smudged with my finger immediately after writing it. So this isn't the official photo. I have Audrey at Odds and Ends and Mystic Dawn Art teamed up together in order to do a challenge this month, which is like a craft with me Alice in Wonderland thing to give you some like crafty companionship while you work on your own Alice in Wonderland project thing. And I don't really have the time to commit to doing a bunch of things for it as much as I would like to, because I got other shit to do. Unfortunately, I wish I had all the time in the day, but I was like, I want to do something, and like, yeah, I have a stash here of Alice in Wonderland stuff, but unfortunately, like I said, I don't have time to drag it all out and start a whole new project. So I thought I would just jump in a little bit here and participate because, you know, like I say, something is better than none. And I thought we could make like a folio together using some recycled packaging and a paper pad that I have had sitting in my stash for a lifetime and used one sheet out of, which is the Okie Dokie paper pack from Die Cuts with a View. I bought this ages and ages and ages ago. In fact, I don't even think it says when it was copywritten on here, but they should put years on these. Because yeah, this is old. Hold on. Is it on the back? 2018. Yeah. That's where it is. Down here. And it's this really quirky, like, spring forward little paper pad. So it's got all these pretty flowers, but it also has these goofy little animals. And it's like I don't know, it's like quirky cottagecore. Like, look at these guys. I don't know. I got it and I was like, I love it and I think it's adorable and I'm going to do something with this. And I never did. But I've always thought, looking at this paper pad, that it's a little bit Alice-y in like the flower arrangements and the mushrooms and like, I don't know, the spring floral sort of colors of it all. And like I said, I've only used one sheet of paper. I know that I got it for this one in particular because this is a foiled mushroom paper. I don't know if I'll ever part with this because I love it so much, but I'm going to use this paper pad. We're going to make a thing together, and to start I need my chopper. So annual spider check, just doubling that up to make certain. Actually, I haven't seen spiders in there for quite a while, but you see them one time, and that's enough. That's enough. So what do I have? I have, these are like inserts for my cat food. Nico is a fancy feast girly, so these come inside the box. And actually I have a stack of these. I have a massive stack of these, because it's like nice. And I've been like meaning to come up with a project to like use a bunch of them, but we're going to use a couple. And then I have this, which is the completely unnecessary box that my beanie came in. I ordered a beanie, and it came in this giant box, all laid flat, inside a baggie that was already vacuum sealed. So there was plastic and a box. The box was unnecessary. I mean, I could live without the plastic if they could just shove it in the box. It'd be great. But, like, the two-part component of it all was absolutely unnecessary. So I'm going to cut some of this tape off so I can get this to lay flat so that I can chop it up. And I think we're just going to make a little guy, because if I make it a big guy, it's going to be a big project, you know? So, like, I want to avoid that. Because the bigger I make it, the more stuff I'll want to do to it, so. Get it to rock naturally in a direction so that it's flat. And then, I think when I checked these, they were, yes, 6 inches. So that is the height we are going for. And I will use the natural spine of this box. But first, I must jam it all under here so that I can cut a straight line. Ooh, I didn't think we were going to make it through. I mean, I can always reinforce that. I'm not going to worry about it. So I said 6 inches. Or do I just cut another 1/4? I just cut another 1/4 inch off, Priscilla. You're already using the box. Why are you being so precious? It's not like I don't have a stack of stuff like this, because I save packaging like this. And then I still didn't get it. Just, oh my gosh. Okay. Now we can turn. But I save packaging like this because I'm always like, oh, this will make good like covers, and this cardboard, nice thin like chipboard, paperboard is like, you know, it's expensive to buy, so it's good to stock up on. So I have a ton more of this if it doesn't work out. Jeez. The way that I want. It's a very nice day here in Texas. It's probably the last cool day we'll have. And let's just do 6x6, right? But remember, Priscilla, you have a spine in here. So, I think I'm just going to have to old school it. Or, I could cut off one end. And then cut. Just cut it. Oh my god. Queen overthinker here. This is how I mess up my projects, is by overthinking them. So I'm trying to get better about that. So it's so frustrating. It's frustrating to overthink a project and still mess it up. That's what's frustrating, is you're like, I spent all this time being super anxious and trying to outthink you, brain, and still somehow we made a mistake. I don't know why I thought 6 was going to be right in here. I don't know why I thought that. There's like some kind of optical illusion happening here. Go flat. There we go. That's more reasonable. Let's see. How is it I can't draw a straight line when I'm eyeballing things? Well, I'm going to go here. I'm not going to trust this farther one because who knows what was going on there. And we're just going to draw a line right here. And then whatever it is, it is. It still feels crooked to me. Oh my god, here we go. Here's how it devolves into a... You know what, never mind, I'm not doing this project. This is how it happens. The slow leaking of my brain. See, maybe the far line was the right one. How... Is it just because it's wobbly? Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to line it up with my new line. Try it again. Okay, so that was a barely perceptible difference. Barely perceptible difference. And yet somehow, my elf eyes could not reconcile it. Okay. Well, wait a minute now. Do I need to cut it? Or do I just need to score it? And make this an insert into our folio. I mean, it's going to be a little squidgy because it's the same size. I mean, I'm the master of this universe. I can do it. Hold on. I'm going to limit myself here. First of all, you're full of ideas, kid. Alright, gotta pep myself up into this one. Don't judge me. So it's gonna fold in at the 6-inch line. And then I want it to make this little book, right, that folds inward. And it's okay for this edge to be pinched, but I want to thin out this. So we're going to score again and just shrink this down a bit. Oh my God. Why are you like this? Okay. So I'm just going to like bisect this by a very slim margin and hope that it's mostly even. It's not. It is definitely not. Trying it again. Nope, it wiggled. I'm gonna get it, guys, I promise. Now, could I come out here and make it easier on myself? Yes. But have I already committed to doing it this way? Yes. Okay. So, smaller, smaller. Well, that's still crooked. But maybe if we persist and pull it forward, and line everything up, it should work. Where's my little bone folder? Here. Okay, so new spine created. So now it's this little guy. And then I'll just have to trim off the little overhang bit, because this is our new spine. So I'm going to cut this little overhang, so about 1/4 of an inch off. Okay. Let's see. Just a little sliver of a hair off, just so that it closes nicely. On the new lines. Does it need to be more than a sliver of a hair? It needs to be more than a sliver of a hair. Yeah. Okay. Sliver here. Okay. Yes. So that's the bones. The bones, but it's not all, because I want there to be a very technical flippity flop page in the middle here. So we have about 3/8 of an inch here to work with, which is important for scoring. So I have a little piece of cardstock here. This is cardstock. Why is it so? I guess it is. It'll be stronger when I fold it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. 6 inches. Because that's how high it needs to be. And then back to the scoreboard. And so, this is about 1.5 inches. So I'm going to score it down the middle. So that's 3/4. You know how to do math, Priscilla. Okay. And then 3/8 is such a hard number to reach. Okie dokie. So what I'm going to do is score. I need like a flap, right? So it's got to be like maybe more centered so you guys can see better. I'm actually going to make the flap 3/8 on both sides, because that'll give us a little bit to stick down. 2, 3. So basically, we're just making a hinge so that we can stick something to it inside the book. And then this will stick into the spine. Theoretically, it looks like I scored it crooked, which is the story of my life, but it'll work. So yeah, we'll be able to glue this in, and then this will be our little flap guy in here. You know, we'll stick it in here. And then we'll have a little page to like work with as well. But I'm not going to put that in yet because I want to cover this in paper first. Okay, so I'm back. It's been like a minute, 0.00 seconds. You know, 1.001 seconds is what I was saying. Less than a minute for you guys. It's been like 20 for me. So I'm back. I picked up some paper we're going to use for the cover. And then, yeah, we're going to decorate this guy up. Obviously, I can't just lay it down and be like good to go. So we gotta do some chopping here. A little chopping. What's the best way to do this? So I'm gonna figure it out in half a second. Once I figure out where to put stuff. I haven't done the like cleanup after your project cleanup thing yet that I should be doing right now is what I should do. Let's, just for the sake of posterity, take a proper measurement. Oh, birdie. And then, you know, I haven't done the cleanup that I should be doing, so that I can start the next project with like a clean slate. I haven't done that yet, so I'm currently living in the muck. Which is fine. Everything is fine. It wasn't in the cup for so long. Okay, so we're just gonna make some quick chops. But because I haven't done it yet, I'm like still piling on top of pile. I will be doing that shortly after I finish this probably, because it is a little crazy on my desk right now. So I'm going to cut this at 7 inches so I can get a little wraparound action going here. But it is a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, so I will be cutting it in half at 6. So that's front cover. And then little booklet cover size, let's see. I'm going to cut that to 7. And the book cover is 4 inches. So I don't have to go flush because I'm going to give it a spine. So I think I'm okay just cutting it to 4 inches because I can still wiggle that a bit. These are going to go to scraps. And then we will cut another piece. What we're going to do is cut this all at 7 again. For our little spine pieces. And our other cover page. So the other one is 3 3/8. Or 7/8, sorry. So I'm going to cut at 3 7/8. And then we need 1, 2, 3 little spine pieces. So for the main bit, this is, again, still 7 inches. Let's give it 4. And then I can edit down if I need to. Don't be weird. I'm saying that to stuff that's like moving around in the background. And then this is slightly over 4. So I'm just going to cut it don't know, here at the 2.5. And then we have 3 spine pieces and a nice big piece to go to scraps. And now we assemble without mixing everything up, which I just immediately did. Yeah, the problem is that like everything on this side of my desk over here is like where the pile is the most obtrusive, so I am running into technical difficulties there. If the pile was this way, it wouldn't be a big deal. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have a little 1/2-inch border around the edge here. This is not the cover piece, this is the inside. Which honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, how big was that other piece? Hold on, I'm measuring. Ooh. Just like a little bit shy of where it would be to line the inside, which is kind of a bummer. But you know, so I want to leave a very similar size border on this side. So I'm going to keep that in mind as I apply the glue. I don't even think we're going to touch that part of the cover, so I'm just going to get a bunch of glue on my craft mat for no reason, but oh well. I'm not super worried about this part being like super neat because I'm gonna fix any errors I make like this when I put the whatchamacallit, the spine on. Hi Nico. Hey baby. Did you have fun outside? Yeah? No, I don't have anything. I was just talking to you. What happened to your foot? That's crazy. She just did like a little, with her little back foot as I bent down to go pet her. Like, I don't know if she was like fighting the urge to run away or what. But yeah, that's what she just did. She did a little kicky foot. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that I don't actually need to have this piece fold over on this side. Because it's not the edge. So I'm just gonna butt this up to where the score line is and hope that it's enough that it doesn't impact anything going forward. I might have to trim off a little bit off the edge, but like, it'll be fine. This is what happens when you're being precisely imprecise. That's gonna have to come off. But otherwise, it's fine. I'm going to hold my scissors at an angle to make sure that I get like underneath the project. So that there's no like little mysterious overhang that I didn't see. So you see it gives me like this little border on the edge to make sure that we clear that fold. And then again, going to be the same problem with the 4-inch piece, which is this one, because I don't need it to go over the edge. But that's okay, because you can always cut it away, right? So like, I'd rather cut away than have to come back and figure out another solution. And I'm not even bothered that these flowers are sideways on this little insert piece, so if that bothers you, definitely cut from the new piece, but it does not bother me. I think it adds to the vibe. We don't have any overhang here, but do we have it over here? No. So that worked out great. Huzzah. And then the last little guy is going to go in here. And then this one I am going to shunt over to have that overhang. You don't need to come up to the edge with your glue, Priscilla. Wow. You guys can't see. Hopefully that's right. A little bit more. Where is this green coming from? Oh, I found it. I need to put these away. This is the problem. I'm going to turn all of my projects different colors because I'm not putting stuff all the way back where it goes. Oh, I'm glad that I found that now instead of like down the road when it like hit the cover on everything. Because yeah, I don't see it anywhere here. But imagine if I had gotten that green all over this, I would have been so mad. I would have been like riot time mad. Ooh, I just dropped my scissors on the floor. Straight towards my feet. I'm gonna cut these off. And flip this around. Cut those off. That's probably a little too close, but oh well. Like, you want to get pretty dang close, but like just the littlest, tiniest hair overhang so that like when you fold it, they cover the corner. Too close and then the little corner will stick out. And then we're just gonna work them all up. And I could, like, you know, cut it all off and do all that, like, make it nice and flush with the edges and stuff like that, but I just, why? This works. This does the thing that I want it to do. Plus, like, it'll reinforce this and make it all sturdier in the long run, so it's worth the effort. We're going to have a very nice, crisp-looking folio at the end of this, which is kind of funny because when I thought about this project, I was like, oh, I should make like a nice grungy bit, but I think I've been in the grungy, you know, for a minute, you know, like with Moz and the Scratic, and then Curiosiprompts, which is wrapped up. Like, I have been in the grunge, and so yeah, when I picked out this paper, I was like, well, you could grunge this up. There's no reason why you can't. Like, there's nothing stopping me from taking this QT paper and grunging it all up. But then I was like, I don't even know if I feel like it. I might not even ink anything, which is crazy. But then, you know, like, it's still going to be a project. So it's not like it's not labor intensive. It's just not going to be the same kind of labor intensive. It's going to be a bit of an easier project, I think, for me, which is a good transitional thing to like be into. This is not the most exciting process. I know you guys like, I don't want to like icy a folio. I'm like, let's get to the meat and potatoes, because I want to see like how all the inside stuff comes together. But you know, this is also part of the process as well. And for some people, it's important. Like, normally I would just cut this out and not even show you guys this part and be like, okay, I covered the cover, and then like move on. But I talked about this at the beginning of the year, where I typically operate underneath the assumption that the people watching, because you guys have been with me for quite a while, a big chunk of you at least, have some sort of crafty know-how, because we have grown together as crafters over the years. But I always forget that there are new people who come to my channel who don't have the same like extensive history of crafting or the same skill set, And so it's important to, like, you know, take time to show this stuff that, like, might seem pretty easy to me because I've been doing it for a long time, but would be, like, very new for somebody who is new to the crafting game. So what I am noticing here is that, like, on this side, I glued this a little bit straighter, but on this side I did not. So I'm just gonna nip off this little corner here so that it doesn't impact the spine, which I guess is something that I wouldn't have been able to share if I didn't show you guys this part. But yeah, it was sitting, like, right on the fold, and you don't want that. I mean, it won't ruin anything if it happens, but you will find it very difficult to get a nice, like, smooth fold, you know, like, opening and closing action for your covers. Okay. So, 2 more pieces, and then we can do the spines. Woo! So yeah, I am trying to be more mindful of the fact that there are new crafters here who might appreciate being able to see more of the process. So that has been pointed out to me as a necessity. And so, like, I take feedback. You know, if all else, if it says nothing else, I take feedback. Look at how nice this corner is. You can't see because it's not focused. Look at that. So nice. That is why we miter. Although I probably by the end of this it won't even matter. You won't even see it. Why aren't you sticking? Okay. Just needed a little extra encouragement. And then see, like, here's what happens when you cut too close to the edge. Is you don't get a nice pretty corner. You get funky open corner because you came too close. Which is not a big deal, but it's just, you know, what happens. I give myself more space when I'm doing fabric covers because the fabric will lay pretty well, and then you can trim off any little overhang of, like, fabric and stuff. You can sort of work with it better. But I find, like, when you do paper like that where you have too much on the end, trying to get it to fold nicely is already, like, a pain in the butt, and then having to, like, trim off that little extra chunk of paper tends to make it look more messy than polished. Makes it difficult. Okay, so we're going to start with our bigger piece. And I have to remember that this is the spine, so that is the part I am trying to align it with. And then we're going to go and give ourselves the same 1/2 inch overhang. And I'm going to be... That doesn't need to have glue on it, it's the 1/2 inch overhang. To be real with you guys, I'm not actually going to make it super perfect, but also I'm not even going to worry about trying to coordinate these because these papers were coordinated for me to match, and I also kind of like the quirky nature of the bold pattern with the soft florals. I really like that, so I'm just going to use the back of whatever the paper is on the other side for this project. I'm not even going to try to overthink it and be like, well, what looks best with what? Like, I'm not going to do that. If this is the front of one piece, then it's going to be the back of the other. Like, that's how we're operating here. Okay, and then this one is here. And this is the skinny one here. Thankfully, this is not a directional pattern, so I don't have to worry about this one. But again, like I said, I'm not really too worried about this. I mean, the leaves and stuff are going a different direction, but otherwise it looks the same as the rest. So unless you're staring really hard and you're like, hey, why are those stems going the other way? Like, that would bother you, but it doesn't bother me. I think because the flowers are so bold, it doesn't really matter. And the last one. Who knows? knows, maybe if I work this up into like several smaller, shorter videos instead of like one long hour, hour and a half block or 2-hour block, which is what I was thinking this was going to take. Maybe I could participate in more of the hashtag days, because they're every Wednesdays and Fridays. I don't even know if I said that. I just sort of rolled into this and was like, I'm making a video, ta-da! Go ask Alice Junk Journal. So maybe if I do break it up, maybe we'll do the cover on this one, and then on the subsequent words are really hard. Nope, I almost thought I had it. Subsequent. I don't know why I'm saying it like I've never said this word before in my life. Subsequent. Nope, subsequent. Videos will decorate the interior and design that up. So yeah, maybe I'll do that, and then I can do more days instead of trying to smash it all together into one big thing and be like, bangerang. You know what I mean? I probably should have been more precise about this now that I'm looking at this, but that's okay. We'll just make sure that our liner pages come up higher. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. I want to make sure I get a really good like adhesion where the spine is, so that it doesn't lift when I start to like work the cover. And okay, and like reform it back into its final form. Yeah, but I was thinking, like, I haven't made a folio in a while, so I was like, yeah, it's about time. It's about time to make a little folio and do some fun, smaller projects and stuff that I can share with you guys a little bit easier in between all of the bigger things that I like planning. But the problem is that I am not a fast crafter, so anytime I commit to doing another project, it just means I push back the deadline on all of my other projects, which, like, there is no deadline because I am the boss of me. But you know, I moved that fence post a little back for completion status. Like, I just shove it back to be like, what if we squeeze something else in here, and something else in here, and something else in here? I have so many unfinished projects that I honestly need to make it like a, I don't know, like a 3-month series where I'm like, crunch time, finish all these projects. You only have like 1 week to finish this and get it out there, because honestly, the stack of unfinished projects is becoming equivalent to the stack of projects to do. And yet somehow ADHD can't stop, won't stop. So you do want to make sure that your glue is fairly dry before you start to like rework your cover. But if you go slow and gentle, you will get your folds back without splitting the paper. But I don't think I'm dry yet, so I don't want to go too crazy because I don't want it to all lift up. But this is actually really cute. I like this. I like this. So what I'm going to do is, that is the end of this video, okay? We have our cover, we've made our cover, we've backed it. We're going to do the inside part the next time, and then we'll see how many parts that this takes to finish. But I am going to let the glue set before I start working this cover all the way back to shape. And then, while I am gone, so for like you guys, a couple days, for me, 15 minutes coming to get a snack, I'm going to cut out the interior pages just so I have them ready, and then I'm going to refold this so that it has its shape, and then we'll start the next part. So that's it for me for this time, you guys. I appreciate your faces. Thanks for hanging in. Make sure that you go check out Audrey and Mystic Dawn Art, or Audrey at Odds and Ends. I will link them down below so you guys can find their channels, and check out the hashtags so you can see what everybody else is making, especially if you're in the mood for some Alice in Wonderland stuff. This is the perfect time to go look at it. So that's it for me, you guys. Until next time, happy crafting, and goodbye.